not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. I am not a body, I am free, only my condemnation injures me. I am not a body, I am free, I am still as God created me. I am not a body, I am free, only my condemnation injures me. Thanks and praise, 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 thanks and praise. All right, we're on lesson 218. There's a flower for you. From Hawaii, here on the Big Island, in the park again. Lesson 218 of the workbook. We're in review number 6. And it's quite windy, so. I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. And then going back to lesson 198, only my condemnation injures me. And then Jesus' commentary is, my condemnation keeps my vision dark, and through my sightless eyes I cannot see the vision of my glory. Yet today I can behold this glory and be glad. And then once again, bring back the idea, the main idea for this whole review, which is, I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. All right, so I am not a body, I am free, for I am still as God created me. So what does the ego do? How does the ego work?
It's working great.
Yep, the ego's working great. Okay. The ego works through projection, right? We project outside of ourselves everything that we don't want to look at inside of ourselves, right? What we do is everything really comes down to some version of the shame blame game, meaning that we feel a sense of shame, or we want to make someone feel ashamed, right? We want to make someone feel guilty because we don't want to feel guilty, right? So we think that if we project our guilt onto someone else or something else, we will be free of our guilt, right? But that doesn't work. That's not the way it works, right? We just feel, what happens is we feel that much more guilty, and our brother feels guilty as well, because we made them feel, most people are not at the level where they are not going to feel bad if you get mad at them, right? Almost everyone, if you get upset at someone, they're either going to, one of two things usually happens. They either feel horrible, they feel terrible about themselves, and or they attack back, right? They will lash back out at you. So an attack, another word for attack really is condemnation, right? Condemnation is a very strong word, right? It really has the word damnation, right? When we condemning means to damn someone.
Dad, get him away.
He's all right, bud. When you damn someone, that's very strong, right? It's even more than blaming someone. It's like you're basically saying go to hell. You're saying, I never want to see you again, or I can never forgive you, or I will never love you, or I you're horrible. Get out of my life. It's very strong, right? Now, that's extreme, but we do that on some level or another all the time, right? We have lesser degrees of that, but it really comes to the same thing, right? Until we consciously face it, confront it, it's going to be there. It's going to be there, right? Until we actually look at it. any condemnation, any form of projection, ego's projection, comes back to bite us, right? It's never just we get rid of it by, we think that we get angry. If we get angry at someone or something, then we're free, right? We've got anger. We've expressed our anger. We've vented our frustration. We've vented our anger, and so now we're okay. But no, that's what we just did was we just reinforced the ego in doing that. Now that's not to say that venting never works. I mean, sometimes it can be very helpful, right? But it's more of a band-aid approach. It's not getting to the root issue. Sorry, but I didn't know these guys were going to be so loud here. But so when we get upset, hey guys, I'm doing a video right now. Can you?
Okay.
Sunny. Hey bud.
3.
Go down there. Let them borrow it.
I'm not trying to take it. I can walk in a circle.
Okay, bud, you're okay. Please don't chase him, okay?
Okay.
All right.
Tired and bored.
Anyway, when we vent, when we do something to release our anger, our rage, our frustration, or whatever upset, whatever grievances we have, it's going to come back again, right? We haven't really we haven't gotten to the root of the problem. And the course, what the course is aiming at, is to go really to the root and to address the root cause of these things and to really uproot the cause of anger, the cause of your grievances, the cause of your frustration, and to realize that whenever you project outside of yourself, whenever you blame someone, whenever you condemn someone, and whenever you try to make someone feel bad, feel guilty, you suffer as well, right? You are just you're actually making the problem that much worse instead of dealing with it within yourself, right? So it's all about looking at it within yourself and asking yourself, why am I not at peace? Right? Why? It's not what the other person's doing, really. It's not anything about the other person. I can be at peace if I want to be. And how do we know we could be at peace? Because we have this course, and this course is telling us that we can be at peace if we want to. It's not impossible. It seems to be impossible. It seems like we have to overcome our biology, right? And our instincts, our instinctual behavior. In a sense, we're transcending our biology, but we're not defined by our biology. That's the thing. Our biology does not define us. That's where the body comes in, right? I am not a body. I am not my biology. I do not have to. I'm not the victim of my biological nature, my biological makeup, my physiology. I'm not my brain. I'm not my, I'm not my senses. I'm not my brain. In a sense, I'm not even, I'm beyond the ego mind, the ego persona. My condemnation keeps my vision dark, and through my sightless eyes I cannot see the vision of my glory. Yet today I can behold this glory and be glad. So whenever we condemn, whenever we, play the shame game, blame. What is it called? The shame game. Shame blame game. Whenever we play that game, whenever we project outside of ourselves, whenever we try to make someone feel bad or guilty, ashamed, unworthy, on whatever level that we do that, we actually do it to ourselves, right? And so in doing that, we basically create a covering or make the clouds obscure our own vision of our own glory. So we cannot really see our true self, because our true self is only is loving. Our true self is only just as God created us. If God is love, then we are also just as God is, right? We are that loving self. If we are not being our loving self, then we cannot know our loving self, right? Right? If we're not acting as our true nature, then our true nature will be obscured to us until we make a choice to reverse that. Whatever thought process led us into that, we reverse that thought process, and we undo it, right, until we're back into our loving self again. And everyone does that on some level or another, because we can't stay mad all the time, right? So we have to, we'll get mad, and then we'll get back, and we'll say we're sorry. If most people will, I think, most people will feel bad about condemning someone else, or making someone else feel bad, or making someone else feel guilty. And then we'll come back, and we'll say we're sorry. We'll do something about that. But the course really is trying to get us to the place where it's automatic, right? Where we don't even get into that place of having to say you're sorry. But we're living in our true self all the time, or at least most of the time, right? And we're not getting to that place where we have to, where we are condemning others. Now, you could say, I think there's another maybe level here. If you think about Helen. So Helen, she understood the course. The course came through her. She was well aware of what it said, and she just did not live according to it. She kept condemning people, until the bitter end. She even damned the course, according to some, on her deathbed. She said, that damn course. But I don't think she really. I think that was just her ego. Now, on some level, I think Helen's being that way was part of the play, right? It was a way. It was a way of keeping the course pure, I think, because if Helen had really been not the reluctant prophetess that she was, I don't think the course would be as powerful as it is. Actually, I think Helen had to be reluctant and resistant to it to show us that that's what it looks like, right? That's what we all look like. We're all in that same boat. We're all fighting the course on whatever level we are. No one really believes the course, Helen's famous quote was, "I know it's all true, I just don't believe it." Right? So many of us are like that. We know the course is true. We can feel it. We just don't believe it 100%. And we don't follow it 100%. We don't, we don't, it has not become automatic. It has not become
We can't chase him.
second nature to us.
He has a gun. His gun is better.
That's where the practice comes in, and that's up to everyone. Like Helen could live with her ego.
Oh, really?
She could live with it,
Well, we need a bigger ship.
and maybe that's fine.
If
I
we
think
put it together.
Again,
As a
she knew the
polar
course.
prism.
She didn't live in accordance with it. But I think that's the other thing about this which is that if you
That's their enemy.
if you do condemn others, if you can't forgive people,
That's his weakness.
you can forgive yourself for that, right? And it's okay, right? If you do get angry, if you do get upset, if you do, you just forgive yourself. You forgive, as long as you're not suffering and making a big deal about it, I think you're okay. Now, some people would argue with that, but I think really that's what it comes down to is, basically, it's like Saint Augustine said, love and do as you want, right? As long as you're in that place of love and not suffering, you could do what you want. You could get angry. Why not? It may be a good thing in that moment. I think really what it comes down to is you're going to do the most loving thing. If you're in that place of love within yourself, you're going to do the most loving thing in the moment. And sometimes maybe the most loving thing is to get angry. As long as you are not, as long as the anger is not, is helpful and not harmful to you or the other person. Now you might say, well, how do you know? I would just say, if you're really in that place of love, right? If you're really in that place where you don't feel, where your anger that's expressed does not bring you into a place of suffering, then you know that it was okay, right? This is a big topic, so I don't know if we're going to go into all of it right now, but I think it really is, it's a big discussion. I think ultimately, it's that it is that quote, love and do as you wish, right? As long as you're in that place of love, whatever comes, if you're in that place of love, whatever comes is okay, right? Let's try this song one more time. I'm not a body, I am free, for I'm still as God created me. I'm not a body, I am free, only my own condemnation injures me. I'm not a body, I am free, for I'm still as God created me. I'm not a body, I am free, only my own condemnation injures me. Thanks and praise. Thanks and praise, 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 thanks and praise. Yeah, I just want to mention this book, Simply A Course in Miracles, out on Amazon. It's an attempt to put A Course in Miracles into more simple terms. Although it's not a substitute for the course, really, you have to read and study and try to understand the course. Really, it's what it comes down to. But this could help to make it a little bit more understandable to get started. One of many books out there like that, but I think it's pretty good, and I've got some good comments on it. And I'm going to do another video right now, kind of a part 2 to the video I did the other day about the struggles that people have, that we all have with ACIM. So stay tuned for more. Okay, thanks and praise.